All right, we're getting close to being ready to write. We're still working with our organization and ensuring that what we've been writing about actually supports our thesis, which is going to be answering the prompt. Okay, so we're on to helps now, and everybody has a different definition of what they use for helps. For me and my students, I always say H is history, E is experience, L is literary, and I count movies and TV shows in with that. Some of you might count movies and pop culture, but that's what's happening in society right now. And S is sports. Okay, so whatever you use for your words to represent your helps, go ahead and put that on your paper and kind of ignore this, but it's going to be the same types of examples. Okay, so I'll list these out like that. And remember, I'm trying to think of examples that support my topic, and my topic supports my thesis. Okay, so they all have to stay connected, and that's our learning target for this lesson is actually making sure that the examples we provide support my position, which is the thesis statement. Okay, so when I think about safety, it may be dangerous not to follow society's norms. So, thinking of personal experiences that, like, I think about something like traffic. So, society's norms. So, we have laws that ensure that we drive safely with a speed limit and yield signs and stop signs. And that's a norm that society set, even though we might not always want to follow that norm. And sometimes we don't. So, I can write about a personal experience about my brother was in a hurry to school one day. He's in a hurry driving to school and rushed through a red light and was hit by another car. And he was just fine. His car was not, but he was just fine. So, because he decided not to conform to society's norms, to the expectations that society had made for him, he was in an accident because he thought his personal, individual need, which was to get to school on time, was more important than society's norms. Okay, so that's also important that even though you might just be making a note here, this is just for pre writing to help you. You should be able to explain how this connects back to your topic. Okay, so looking over at the second one, you don't always get to act exactly how you want. So I think about a book that we're reading in our class right now, which is called Unwind. And you might not have read Unwind, so you would be using something different. I'm just modeling the thinking for you. So in Unwind, there are consequences for being an outsider and not living up to expectations. And those of you that have read the book know what I'm talking about, but basically, in in terms that will not ruin the book for you, because hopefully you'll all go read it, um, you can be sent away for reasons that I will not disclose, but you can be sent away. And a lot of times, what that means when you're a teenager is that you weren't behaving or you didn't come from the right background. For somehow or another, you didn't live up to society's expectations. You lived outside the norm, and there were consequences for that. Okay, so if you have any other examples that you can put in to support these topics, go ahead and do that in your insider chart now. And then from that point, you'll be ready to actually write your essay.